to take a look at teams and how they evaluate their projections over the next 3 seasons. That's what they did here. The balance that they used to evaluate this was really unique. So the categories that they're using is current roster, which accounted for 50% of the vote, spending habits, draft picks, market size and reputation, and management. And the Chicago Bulls, I'm sure you can imagine, in some of those areas did not rank very well at all, right? So when you look at it, as far as the players, the current roster, the Chicago Bulls ranked 28th. As far as money, they actually ranked 4th, which is actually pretty damn good when you look at the fact that the Bulls have an amazing, and when I've been talking a lot about the Bulls cap situation and how the Bulls have more flexibility cap and money-wise than really what they've ever had before. And, AK gets a little bit of credit for that because that does show some foresight. When we've talked about deals that the Chicago Bulls have not taken in certain things and areas, it all led to this place where the Bulls have great flexibility. But all the flexibility in the world means nothing if you can't do anything with it. And that's where the other things play a part into it. They also ranked 8th as far as draft, which honestly is pretty damn good, right? The fact that they have all their first-round picks outright, as well as 5 second-round picks over the next few years that they do have. They are missing some, right? But they do have some of that. Market, they ranked 12th, which, here's the thing. The Bulls are in one of the biggest markets in the world, right? But the market size is also slated with the reputation. And unfortunately, the Bulls' reputation right now is one of the things that's definitely going to hurt them, right? In a case like that. But they rank pretty decently as far as market in 12th. And then management ranked 27th. Now, looking at these things, let's break it down each one by one. Players on the current roster. We know that the Bulls players are not looked very positively. That's been a thing. And that's even been some by Bulls fans, right? And I think a lot of that comes down to what they've proven or not proven on the court and what they've shown on the court. We've talked about how Kobe White can get into an elite category, but that comes with a pretty big if he can up his scoring to about 5 more points per game, which sounds like not a lot, but it really is. We know the perception that Josh Giddey has around, despite his ability to stuff the stat sheet, right? There's a perception of Josh Giddey around the league that he's still trying to change that perception, as far as he was the player that the Thunder had to trade to become a championship contender, even though if those that attack it with a more critical mindset and a fair mindset, looking at it objectively, know that the Thunder would have been a championship contender regardless. But that happens there. And then it's a bunch of unproven guys like Modest Buzelis, one of the young players around this league that has been talked about very positively over the last few years. Over the last season since he got drafted by the Bulls. But, it was one season, and he's going to have to show more than that for really to kind of lock in and people really view him as a player that's like, hey, this guy could be one of the guys that turn the Chicago Bulls around.